Hi, I'm Zai, and I make illustrations, specifically cute illustrations. And when I upload my speed paints, I get compliments on how I render my artwork. So I thought I would show you guys how I draw. Now, quick disclaimer, I am a self-taught artist, like most people, and the way I draw works for me, but it might not work for you. I'll just show you my process and what works for me, and hopefully you can take away something useful from this video. Now, with that said, let's move on. First, prep. Now, before I start drawing, I gather references and inspiration for my illustration, usually from Pinterest. Gathering references is very important and will affect the overall outcome of your illustration, such as composition and colors. Speaking of colors, let's move on to picking your color palette and how colors will drastically change the feeling and mood of your illustration. For example, illustration A has warm, inviting hues and tones, and illustration B's composition and content is the same, but its mood is extremely different simply by changing what colors you use. So, when laying down flat colors, keep in mind what mood or setting you are going for. Now let's move on to some of the details, like shadows. I usually think about lighting, what kind of lighting is in my scene, and where the lighting is coming from. This will make it easier to draw shadows. What I do is guess where the shadows would be, or base my shadows off of a reference, and bam, you're done with shadows. Some tips I have for drawing shadows: don't use black, use a complementary color or a deep/red blue. All shadows are not the same. Some shadows are hard and some shadows are soft. Use a combination of these for the best outcome. Or, depending on your art style, just use one or the other. I use linear burn or color burn setting on my shadow layer. Don't ask me why I use these settings. It just looks good in my opinion. I also lower the opacity, of course, to give it a more natural shadow look. Lighting. Now, if you use warm color for your shadow, you'll need to use a cool color for your lighting, and vice versa. Now, I use bloom to make that pretty lighting effect, and that's how I do my lighting. Moving on to polishing. The final things I use to polish my illustration is chromatic aberration on the entire character/subject. We're almost done. Now we just need to add a noise filter. First, create a layer, then fill the whole layer with a color of your choosing, lower the opacity, and add a noise filter. We're done with a beautiful illustration made the Zai way. Great. Now, with all the knowledge I just taught you, let's see what you drew. Seriously, what is wrong with you? I just want to say that I had a fun time making this video, and I want to make more like this. So, if you want to support me in doing so, please like, sub, and share this video. Stay safe. Bye bye.